Welcome to the Concrete Genius Podcast, man. I'm your host, Coach John Sauce McKenzie. I'm honored to have my reoccurring guest, man, great friend of mine, brilliant mind, brilliant columnist and sports writer, B. Crawford. What's going on, fam?
What's happening, fam? How you doing?
Good. How's Philly treating you?
Man, Philly good, man. I'm just, enjoying this new city, trying to, learn my way around, feel my way through it. But so far, so good. I can't complain.
Good. So while you in Philly, let's stay in Philly, man. James Harden been a little MIA. What's your thoughts on that situation? How's it going to end?
Man, I just think James Harden doing what James Harden do. The problem is he don't have no leverage to do it right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a situation where he could play these games and they just gonna take all their money back, in terms of fines and stuff like that, or he could play it out and see what happened. But man, you already know how I feel about James Harden, man. He's just one thing after another with dude. He ain't that guy no more. But you can't tell him that, and he's still acting like he is. So they got a problem trying to unload him and get rid of him. But we'll see what happens. Ain't nobody. It's not impossible to trade anybody in the NBA, man. So we'll see what happens. But I can't imagine another team wanting to pick up that headache because he did the same thing in like 3 spots now.
Yeah, I saw a report. I think it was Shams. I saw a report where it was like the Clippers was offering like a first and a second, but they didn't want to throw in Terrence Mann, and so like Sixers asked for Paul George. Of course, they shut that down. Outside of that, I think it's pretty dry. Don't nobody want to take a risk on them shenanigans right now.
Nah, and that's a big contract. And like, what are you getting? Like, if you're a contender, does he put you over the top? I would say no. If you're rebuilding, do you want to absorb that kind of contract and that type of, energy in your locker room? I would say no. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they stuck. He don't want to play there. They would love to get rid of him, I'm sure, but it ain't no action right now.
Yeah. I just think it's a sad situation. I hate to see him go out like that, but NBA is a crucial business, man. They will run you up out of there.
Oh yeah.
Especially
They'll
as the
find a way
talent
to get rid of
declines.
you. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Teams gonna get all their money back and they ain't gotta worry about paying you no more. Like I said, you a superstar in name, but you ain't got no leverage at all.
Yeah. I saw I've been watching some preseason. Phoenix look good. Have you had a chance to see him?
I saw him a little bit. I watched preseason. I watched Charlotte and Boston. Uh, they look good in terms of being able to score. My question is, are they gonna be able to guard? You know what I'm saying? Especially down, when they come down to the playoffs, you know, they gotta hold people too. So offensively, if nobody gets hurt, they definitely gonna be a problem in the West for sure.
Yeah. I like them. I think scoring wise, they got it made. They may have a problem with smaller guards. They can get in the lane, small foot speed sometimes, but as far as scoring, they look real good. I know definitely they're going to challenge for the West. So I need to know, what do you think of like Denver's chances to repeat as far as in the Western Conference?
If don't nobody get hurt, it might be a little tougher road than it was last year. But they coming back, and if they stay healthy, you still got to go through the champs. So, but I think, as far as like the top heavy teams, obviously you got Denver, you got Phoenix. Um, if you want to throw the Clippers in there, you can. If you want to throw the Lakers in there, you can. Maybe Minnesota, um, Dallas. It get pretty thin after that, and I don't think those bottom teams could really, mess with Denver. So they're gonna have more of a challenge, but I think they can get out of the West again for sure.
Yeah, I agree. You said some good teams. I was going to ask you about how the conference stacked up. You kind of surprised with Minnesota. You think Minnesota going to have a little juice this year?
Um, they got talent. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you can bring that together, obviously you got Ant Edwards. that's, he a problem. We ain't got to say nothing about him. But I
Yeah.
think, the West, as far as like talent wise, it's a little thin. It's going back to the East. Portland got younger. San Antonio ain't expected to do too much. Houston ain't expected to do too much. I forgot about Sacramento. They're gonna be decent. But then you ain't got to worry about Portland. Um, who else am I missing? I want to say Memphis, but no job. That's gonna make it tough. New Orleans. So there's gonna be some comp in there's gonna be some comp in the West, and I think Minnesota could hover around, maybe be a playing team or something like that. We'll
Yeah,
see though.
somewhere
But I
around that
think,
8-9 area.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I think they're gonna be decent.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking for something out of New Orleans. I love Coach Green, so I'm hoping they can kind of put the pieces together. The big question with them is Zion. Can Zion stay healthy, and what can we get from them? What's your thoughts on the Pelicans?
I mean, I've been watching him in preseason. He been playing. He don't look like he got the same lift that he did, and maybe that's just competitive rush. He's not really trying to go too hard in the preseason and stuff like that. But I mean, Zion is that's Zion. He a monster. If he on the court, they definitely got a chance. You can't count them out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking for him to play 50 games. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like baby steps. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If he play more than that, that's cool. But what's the number? 65 to make an all anything team. So
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
that playing in there too. So it's a lot of incentives for guys to stay on the court. They already had the conversation. You saw Joe Dumars talking about load management and stuff like that. So the league is really making a push now to like keep these guys on the court. So,
Yeah.
under those constraints, if we can get Zion for 55 to 60 games, man, I think we're gonna see what the hype is all about, and what it would have looked like had he been on the court, you know, 60 games for the last, however many years.
Yeah. 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 I'm looking for a big push from New Orleans. Of course, that West is stacked. Have you had a chance to watch the Lakers this preseason?
Not at all. Hmm. For what?
It's gonna be a heavy dose of AD, man. AD looking good. D'Angelo playing good defense. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
see it play out, man.
I'll catch them in the regular season, man. I ain't gonna spend too much preseason time on the Lakers, man. Like I already know
Yeah.
what that is over there. So no, I ain't seen them yet.
Yeah. 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 So let me get your who's your picks for MVP? Give me your top 3 picks for MVP this year.
Ooh, that's tough. Giannis, Joker. Mm. I throw AD in there, man. Like we've been
Oh,
waiting, for a lot of years for him to take that next step and be that guy. You know what I'm saying? And like you
yeah.
said, if he look as good as you say he doing the preseason, maybe he ready to get to it like that. And they scale Bron back and save him for the postseason. So I would love to see him, just on a personal level. I would love to see him take that step. So I'll throw him in there.
Yeah, if he can get those 65 games, that's the key for him.
Yeah,
Getting to that number. Like if he can get to that 65 games, 26 and 12, 26 and 13 is he can do that sleepwalking.
yeah. Nah, he could easily 30 and 15 do
Yeah.
easily, easily.
Yeah.
Like he got it like that. So can he put it all together? And like you said, play that 65.
Yeah, play that 65. So let's go to the East. I want to go to the East. Give me your top 4 seeds in the East. What you think got what you got?
Boston, Milwaukee, Miami. Man, I hesitate to do it, but probably Philly. Hesitating to do it because of the James Harden situation. But if they could work that out, get something for him, or if he could, decide that he gonna play and compete,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just with Embiid, still with a healthy Harden being competitive, and with Embiid, they still top 4 just with what the East got.
Man, I really shouldn't put them top four, and beat out here playing the sketches and shit. So come on.
Hey, I saw you on Twitter, man, make a comment about that. What was your thoughts on the MVP signing the deal with Skechers, man?
I couldn't believe it. I'm like sketches and basketball, and then I just happened to be watching the Knicks last night. They got Julius Randle too. I don't know what the hell he had on his feet, dog. But I'm like, man, ain't nobody finna put that shit on. I'm gonna be going to get basketball sketches. Come on, man.
They
And
jumped
then
out
you
the window
messed
with
up. You
that
already
one.
signed. You signed two big dudes. Big men don't sell shoes, and then you signed a guard. Don't nobody even know. And Terrence Mann, like, come on, man. So that's your three. That's what you getting your brand off the ground with. You think
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that tells me you don't understand basketball because you go after Embiid because he won the MVP. You
yeah.
already, you know what I'm saying? You already getting off literally on the wrong foot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I forgot about Julius Randle rocking them joints though.
Oh yeah, he had some lime green shits on last night, man. I don't
Hey,
know.
look. So I got three teams in the East I want to ask you about. It's the first one is Cleveland. Can they crack? Can they sniff around that fourth spot?
Ooh, I forgot about them. Um, yeah, I would bump Philly down. I would put Cleveland in there. If they can, if they can, bring it all together, and not have it fall apart at the end. Yeah, I could, I put them in there. I think they've been through that already, so I think they're a little bit more focused, and they're ready to take their next step. So yeah, I would definitely be comfortable putting Cleveland in there over Philly.
Yeah, yeah. Where do you stand on the Knicks?
It's the Knicks.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I love Tibbs, that's my dude, but they ain't finna do nothing.
yeah, yeah.
They ain't
Six,
finna do
seven
nothing.
seed, something like that.
Man, probably with the way the East is shaping up, yeah, maybe. Who am I
Yeah.
forgetting about? Toronto. Oh, they could. Hmm.
Yep.
Indy.
India sniff. I think India sniff around that bottom 8, 9. I really like Halliburton. I like Miles Turner. I think they're good enough to beat bad teams and a
I'm
couple of good
forgetting about
teams.
Chicago. I don't trust them, no. But I mean, talent wise on paper, that that they should be a playoff team. Who am I forgetting?
The Hawks.
Yeah, I forgot about Atlanta. Yeah, but we talking about like down like playing. You talking about 39 wins? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
38,
yeah,
40. Them type of teams. So
yeah,
it's a lot of that in the East.
yeah. I'm looking to see. Well, I didn't know if you saw the rankings, but they got Orlando. They got them with two top 100 players, really top 50 with
Who?
Wagner and
Paolo and
Banchero.
who?
Uh, Orlando Magic.
No, I'm saying they got Paolo and who's the other?
Uh, what's his name? Wagner.
Wagner
Yeah,
in the top 100,
shit, top 50.
top 50.
Yeah, I think they
Who
got
did that
Pablo
list?
like 31.
Who did that list?
ESPN.
Oh, I ain't gonna pay attention to that. Come on.
Yeah, man. They jumping out the window too early, man. These guys got to earn it, man.
Wait a
That,
minute. This the list where Kyrie was like 34
yeah, that's that list.
and Paolo was what?
I think 31, if I ain't mistaken. Let me look it up though. I don't want to be wrong. But anyway, I think it's a rush to kind of elevate the younger players and then to kind of discredit some of the older players.
I mean, it's basketball propaganda, dog. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And you feeding it to an audience that are really don't really know the sport. They don't know the game. They don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Beyond the experience with basketball is gambling, watching
yeah,
it on TV,
yeah,
and the video game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how they process sports. So that's the audience.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they got RJ Barrett, 71.
Mhm.
So yeah, they all over the place, man. You know what I
Well, I
mean?
mean that's fair. But I mean, if they got Paolo better than Kyrie, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah. 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 But now I'm looking forward to it. So who you got for most improved?
most improved, most improved. I would definitely like to see Paolo get it,
Okay.
and I think he might. Because I mean, obviously he's in a situation that he's in a spot where he gonna get all the shots he wants. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I
Yeah.
mean, he's definitely the number one option. I've been watching him a little bit in the preseason too. He looking like a monster coming off that Team USA loss they took. So I would like to see him get it. Definitely.
I got a couple of names for you I think gonna be interesting. I think Jordan Poole, I think he's gonna get ridiculous numbers in Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with that setup,
They ain't gonna win though.
nah, they ain't gonna win. They ain't gonna win.
Mhm.
They ain't gonna win. But he's shooting 16 to 20 shots a game, 10 to 14 free throws a game. So he can easily average 24, 26 a game.
Well, it's just him and Kyle Kuzma basically just gonna be
Yeah.
letting it ride.
Yeah, just let it ride.
That's all they gonna be
Just
doing.
filling up stat sheets. And
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot. I've been in Texas a lot. And a sleeper on that, I like Jabari Smith Jr. I think he's going to be able to stretch the floor a little bit. He started playing good towards the end of the year. I think he's going to have a big year too down there in Houston.
I ain't sold on him yet. The jury's still out over here on him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You see
Nah,
what
that's
he can,
good. That's good.
see what he can turn into. I
Yeah,
like
see
what
what he
I
can.
see, but like, can he just be dominant with what he does?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
looking for.
yeah. I really love your MVP picks, man. Have you had a chance to look at the Bucks any this year?
I caught them a little bit. I mean, that's another team I ain't really got to watch too much into like the regular season. Um, that's a problem. Like we know that already. So I'm I'm saving them. I ain't gonna spend no preseason on them. I'm gonna watch them in the regular season.
Yeah, yeah. So where's the first? Probably Harden. Do you see any other balls dropping? Any other kind of movements being made when it comes to trades?
No, not right now. I think you going into the season. You coming out at the end of training camp in the preseason. Your roster is pretty much set. Your coach. You going through your sets and stuff like. You got your guys working on basically running your shit. So. Um, No, I don't really see that, outside of Harden, whoever get caught up in that trade if they pull that off. But I think right now everything is set.
Yeah, yeah. I think unless you get somebody that's thinking they was gonna kind of somewhat contend and they bottom out, then I think you may meet maybe Atlanta or something if they, teeter. You got some seesaw teams if they teeter, up or down. I think they may make some moves. But I kind of, I really agree with you on that. So, is it obvious? I guess it's obvious. But who's your rookie of the year?
I mean, obviously, you obviously said, Wemby,
Yeah.
he out here nutmegging people, man, at 7'6".
That's
That's
wild.
crazy. That's wild. Uh, but Scoop been getting to it, man. And I wasn't really high on that kid like that. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch him, but the machine, who they gonna give it to?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Barring injury, they
Yeah.
Wimby gonna get it, but I think
Well, I mean, and I think, Chet could probably push him for that.
yeah. That's what I was finna call out. Like
Yeah.
Chet looked good. He recovered from the injury, look a little stronger.
Oh, he
Um,
definitely looked bigger.
yeah, a little bigger, a little stronger. I
Hmm.
think that was basically like a red shirt year for him.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, yeah. But I'm not gonna, I think Scoot's gonna make I like that combo of Scoot and Shant and Sharp, and what's the other
Shaden
young
Sharp
kid
and
name? I forget his
Finals.
name. Yeah, I like that. I like that 3-man combo. They young. They gonna grow together, but they gonna get some guys some trouble a little bit with their athleticism, their youth, and their speed.
Yeah, they're gonna win some games, you know what I'm saying? But they go Northwest Houston Rockets. That's all you gonna get out of them, dog.
Yeah. They got your boy Aiden down there, man.
Bum ass. Anyway. Anyway.
I showed you that clip. He said, "Man, don't ask me nothing about Phoenix, man. I don't want to."
I don't want to talk about it. Like their relationship was so bad. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I need to ask you before you go, man. Hometown, Chi-Town Bulls, man. What's the prognosis with the Bulls?
I don't know, man. I don't even watch the Bulls. Man, I'm telling you, bro. I ain't watched the Bulls in like 5 or 6 years. I'm talking about I ain't been keeping up with what's going on. I ain't been following that shit. I have no idea. I'm the wrong one to ask about that. Like I do not watch Chicago basketball at all.
Is it just the dysfunction that made you give up on them?
I'm just turned off, man, by that
Yeah.
whole shit. It's just I I could go on for days, man, but it's like it's gonna take a lot to bring me back. I said it. It's gonna take a lot to
Yeah.
bring me back.
Yeah. And
But I
look,
mean, at the end of the day, that's the career, man. So I'd like to see him in the playoffs. I like to, what I'm saying, get some extra basketball in there, get them, see him compete. Another
yeah,
year, Zach and DeMar. That shit is peak. You still got Kobe out there. Who did they just bring in? Torrey Craig, and then you got DeSumo. So they got some pieces, they got some parts. I know everybody waiting to see what Patrick Williams gonna do. I'm not a believer in that at all.
yeah.
So
They can scrap for a plan, maybe. You know what I
yeah.
mean? If not, they're gonna have to sell. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, after this, you're gonna have to blow that up, regardless of how it ends. Whatever they do, you got
Yeah,
to blow it up.
yeah. Because Demar's gonna be a valuable chip come trade deadline
Yeah,
if things
definitely.
are real slow. Yeah,
And shit, they might, Zach too.
yeah,
Like if they
yeah,
want to just
yeah,
go forward, just fuck it, rebuild. Yeah, you got something to work with.
yeah. Before I let you get out of here, I know this is not basketball, but I saw your thoughts on Twitter, man. The Justin Fields situation is the Chicago sometimes on straight bullshit again.
Man, they've been trying to get rid of Justin Fields since he got there, man.
Yeah,
And it's crazy. Like quarterbacks take time. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes time. Like you got to pick a guy and you stick with him. And you ride. And Bears fans have always been kind of looking ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like they want Caleb Williams out of USC. They think he might be better. I don't know. But I mean, as far as like what the Sun Times did, pushing the backup quarterback and stuff like that, man, that's Chicago sports, man. That's another reason why, like, it's real hard for me to be a fan of Chicago teams because that whole shit in there is just messy. It's especially when it comes to a certain type of athlete.
yeah. The black athletes always kind of get over criticized, over analyzed, stuff like that. And I saw something where they was like, it's gonna be finally good to see a good, confident quarterback there. I'm like, come on, man, don't write that shit.
Yeah,
How do
like
you?
don't do that, man. Like, come
Yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah,
don't say what you want to say for it.
yeah. I mean, because Justin Fields ain't been no worse than Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones got his chips already. So
For
you
real,
know what I mean?
exactly. And Justin Fields, he ain't working with much on the coaching side, so you can't really put it all on him. There's
Yeah,
been moments where he's made mistakes and he's looked bad, but shit, when he looks good, you see what's there. You
yeah,
just got to get some competent people to be able to bring that out of him, and make him shine. And they don't have that, so it's not necessarily on him. He has the talent and the abilities. The coaches suck.
yeah. And he just got a wide receiver this year that he just developed a connection with. So him and
Yeah,
DJ
the
Moore
dude
was
from
looking
uh, the
good.
dude from Carolina. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he
Him and
nice.
DJ.
So we just in Chicago, man, we just so hungry for like, just we want to see the Bears win. We want to see the Bulls win. And it just drives us crazy. And we want to microwave that shit. And then, you got a whole era and generation of fans who don't even understand. Like, there was some down years that we all had to go through before we got to them championships. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a process. You can't rush that.
Yeah.
But we don't, we don't understand it. I used to, back in the day, I used to think Chicago had the smartest sports fans, in the country. Now I think we got probably the dumbest, straight up.
I'm gonna let you get out of here on that, man. I want to thank you for getting in, man. I appreciate you. Later next time we're gonna get in. I'm gonna get in the break down OKC a little bit, some of their draft picks and things like that. But I'm gonna, let the first 2 weeks of the season simmer a little bit and see what we got going, man. Give them the Twitter for me and let everybody know where they can find you.
Catch me on Twitter. I'll be in and out on there at Mr. Crawford, MRCRAW4D. And I get these thoughts off and then I disappear.
Yeah, disappear. Don't come if your feelings get hurt, man, because he might talk about hoop, the war, whatever he want to talk about. I promise
Whatever
you.
I'm feeling like that day, man. And then I'll be gone for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I still be around. I just don't say nothing. I just be checking in. I'm being a rat.
Yeah. Yeah. And I appreciate you, man. This episode has been brought to you by Contenders Clothing, man. Tap in with Contenders Clothing, contendersclothing.com. Use the code We Don't Miss 20 for your gear. I want to thank my man, B. Craw. We right back at you, man. Appreciate you, famo.
Yes, sir.
Peace.